I am back in Krakow for a couple of days and then I'm going back to Warsaw. My family's actually visiting me here in Poland, so I'm super excited about that. And by coincidence, they happened to be here during Independence Day. So yesterday we went to the main center of Krakow and we got to participate and see what was going on during the march. Because it's in Krakow, I think it wasn't as intense as maybe how it was in Warsaw. A lot of people were warning me that the march in Warsaw would be super intense, but from what I've seen, it was pretty tame. Nothing too crazy, nothing too violent. It's just people showing that they're very proud for their country. So one thing that my family noticed right away, we were very surprised by how many families were out there. And I think it was really touching seeing that families and kids, small kids with the little Polish flag, and everybody, when the national anthem would play, people would start singing along to it, and everybody was participating in the march. And to be honest, it was not really violent or anything at all. It was extremely calm, and I think just Krakow is like that. It's an extremely calm city, right? It was very amazing to see a lot of families just coming together, and everybody was smiling, which is quite surprising because Polish people normally are, not that friendly. People were extremely nice to us, very polite.
I've always wanted to come to Poland because I am fascinated by the history of the Holocaust. Walking around the Jewish quarter, the feel is there. The intensity, even though it's about, 80 years ago?
Yeah, 80 years ago. What did you think of the Independence Day march?
That was a nice surprise. Get to see the different uniform, different
Cultures, subcultures of Poland.
Subcultures, the uniform.
You felt safe, right?
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. I feel very safe. People are really nice. The Polish food is good. I really
Polish
liked it, yeah.
It was really touching to me, because there's this weird thing going on in America right now where if you claim to be proud to be an American and put America first, that's associated with like Donald Trump or being racist or being on the right? But something that I really appreciate about the patriotism here, it does seem like people on the right and people on the left have this common agreement of Poland first, and Poland is a great country and they support the country, and it's not associated with one side or the other. And I think having a sense of patriotism like that is quite beautiful, actually, and knowing that it also crosses over party lines. Maybe people disagree on the way that the country is going and how to fix the country, but at the end of the day, it's quite nice seeing that people can get together and appreciate what Poland is and the country that they've built.
What did you think of Krakow as a city?
It's a smaller city. I wouldn't say it's a town, but I feel like it's a combination of a city and
And a town, right? What did you think of when we saw the Independence Day march?
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Being able to see all of the different, branches of Krakow come together and march in one parade. They all were wearing different uniforms.
Nice. Was it before you came to the country? Did you expect Poland would be like that? Yeah.
Honestly, I had no expectations. I never really considered coming to Poland.
It wasn't scary or violent or anything, right?
No, but I never heard any scary or violent comments about Poland in the past. I was never afraid.
I see. Because on the media, they'll portray it as like, oh, they're like white supremacists.
Really?
Really?
I've never seen that.
One of my friends posted this story. Indians, Arabs, and Asians out there protesting and yelling racist slurs at other immigrants. And I thought that was really funny. It's an observation that I've also made as well, and I try to stay away from on my channel. Because obviously I talk about Poland a lot and I really like being here. And I get a lot of support from the Polish people. But I am always aware that I am a guest in this country. I will never be Polish, and even if I were to assimilate or to get citizenship, I am still a guest and I'm still an outsider. That's why I observe Polish culture and the society, and I never pretend to be one of them. This is a weird trend that I see going on with a lot of foreigners, where I don't think a lot of them have a deep enough understanding of what the culture is like. So I think a lot of foreigners see what's out there in English media about Poland, or what people from the West are saying about Poland, how Poland is racist, how Poland is all of these things, and they try to pretend to be like the Polish people, but it feels super inauthentic, if that makes sense. I'm more of a person that's based on action rather than words, and that's why when a lot of these foreign people come to this country and are constantly praising Poland, but they've been here for 4 or 5 years, 10 years, and still don't speak Polish, to me, I feel like they're being very disingenuous, because if you really cared and respected the culture, you would take the time to really learn about the language. A lot of people are here and they get to enjoy the company but don't really try to integrate, but go to these marches or try to perform how much they love Poland and how great it is. I know a couple of content creators that are like that just constantly hype up the country, but if you look at their life and you see what have they done to try to integrate into the culture, really learn about the history, really learn about the language, they don't. And that to me feels very, very hollow. And it's taking advantage of like the pride of the Polish people, because they're very proud of their country. They want to see their country being spoken highly of by other people. I think a lot of people are also just speaking really, really highly about the country, not going really deep and doing only superficial content just so they can like pump up the views. If you look at a lot of foreigners' content on the Independence Day, it's always just like, oh my god, Independence Day touched me, it was so amazing, it was so great, I love what Poland stands for. But I see it and then they're all kind of saying the same things, right? It feels so disingenuous. It feels like they're just doing it to get the likes and the views and so they can get the acceptance of the Polish people. Now I think a lot of people could argue that I have done that on my channel, and I think that's totally fair, but I also think I've done enough of like negative videos or really in-depth videos about the culture where I talk about the both good and the bad. And I'm also always very clear that no matter what, I know that I'm a guest in this country and I act accordingly, and I will never pretend to be Polish. But with that being said, I thought the Independence March was quite amazing. You know, it's really beautiful seeing countries being proud to be from their country, and I really admire that from here it's not fake. Because in America, you know, all of us say we're proud to be American, but because we haven't had any immediate wars or any real crazy events, maybe since like 9/11, but that was like 24 years ago already, right? Here it just kind of hits different, because if you know Polish history, everything that they experienced during World War II, how they were under the communists for a very long time, there's a lot of people alive today who were alive during the communist times. When people say that they're proud to be Polish and they're proud for the independence and the freedom, it really hits different because people knew what it was like when they didn't have that. When people are very proud and they're marching in support of their country, I feel like it really stands for something because they really fought for this independence. And that's something that I admire quite a bit. I wouldn't say that I connect with it, but it inspires me a lot. And when I see people singing the national anthem and people are very proud of the country, it's like this family thing where Polish people secretly kind of hate each other, but they get together when it matters. And that to me is the most important thing. Like when it counts, people support each other. Is there unity? Are they there? And it seems to me that even though a lot of Polish people complain about their country, and a lot of them like complain about each other, they would die for their country and they would fight for their country. And that's something that I don't think I have the courage to do. Like I don't know if I would go to war for America, just because I don't think that's my place. I don't think I'm a soldier like that. But when people are so willing to fight for their country, it's something that I truly respect. I know there's a lot of people that have that passion and are the warriors in a tribe and they want to fight for their country, and I think that's quite admirable. But my parents were like pretty impressed by it, you know? It was not violent, it was very peaceful. We got to see a lot of the history, a lot of the people wearing their traditional Polish clothing. I didn't really get the sentiment that it was racist at all. It seemed a lot more just people were proud of their country. It seemed like people were not exactly there out of obligation, but more of just personal pride for country, and I found that very, very respectable. Next year, I think I want to go see the march, but I definitely want to do it in Warsaw. I heard a lot of like things can get crazy or whatever, but to be honest, I don't know, I'm very curious and I kind of want to document that. I highly recommend you guys watch this video next.